Good morning. We are up bright and early because it's going to get really hot again today. So up nice and early and out getting things all watered and ready for the day. So I thought, perfect time to take you guys for a wee wander around and show you what's come on and what's changed since last month. Now here's one for you that I just don't even know what to say. We have two phorniums, so it's these big grasses. I think they can also be called New Zealand flax, I'm not sure. We'll get two out front. Sorry for the noise, there's construction work across the road again, same as last time. So there's two out front and two out in the back garden. These things put out these massive big spikes, which originally when they were first coming out I thought they were rogue gladioli, because I grew gladioli years and years ago and then changed my mind and then dug them all up, and I thought I had just missed some and the random rogue ones had sprouted, but no, it turns out it's actually the flower spikes from these phornium grasses. Totally weird and unexpected, and it's what, 8 years, and this is the first time it's ever happened. So it's not all of them, it's one out here and one in the back garden, which I'll show you in a second. But yeah, what the hell? Why is it taking 8 years? And actually, I have to be honest, they're quite ugly. I don't like them and I kind of just want to cut them off. But Kate won't let me because she says it took them 8 years, leave it. But they're like chickens or something. I really don't like them. This is something I want to show you guys in the spirit of how I'm always really honest with you, and it's that whole Instagram versus reality, the internet lying and making everything look perfect thing. But look at the state of the lawn. Both the front and back lawn is looking really poorly. It's just, we can't, no matter how much we're watering it and feeding it, we cannot keep this thing green. It's just patchy and dying, and we're considering we may have to actually totally turn the whole thing and reseed the entire thing again. Possibly because when we first laid this lawn, it was a really fine ornamental grass, you know, the type you get like bowling greens and stuff. And I don't think it's coping well with being so baking hot out here all the time, plus with the wind and everything. So we're probably going to have to replace that grass and put in something a bit hardier. It's actually quite an embarrassment, and I wasn't sure whether I was going to be brave enough to show you guys. Just ignore her, she's no help whatsoever. And we were talking about these, the phorniums, so that one hasn't done this mad flower spike, the same as the one on the right out front hasn't. This one has put out 3, and these are the ones that really were annoying me because I was certain there were no gladioli in this bed. And yeah, I mean, is that it? Is it going to flower? Is it going to look half decent? She won't let me cut them off. Okay, this is just stunning. If you guys think back to last month, I've got a wee bee here, look. If you guys think back to last month, and I was showing you these and I was telling you just how chuffed and how proud I was at that point, last month this was all green, there were no flowers. I suspected we were going to get flowers, but I wasn't 100% sure because I thought foxgloves only flowered every 2 years, or it took 2 years to flower, but just look, it's stunning. This is just one wee small amount as well, that's the thing. You guys, again, I'll shove the link up for anyone that's not seen it yet, but if you guys can get the hang of going around your garden and just taking seeds off of your plants, you can just get so many plants for free. All of these, and I've got loads more over there and more over there, all came from 3 plants we bought at Garden in Scotland just last year. 3 plants, £8 each, and we've now got, I think there's about 40 here roughly, and there is 6 in the bed over there that I've planted from the lot in the greenhouse, but it's also self-seeded, and there are hundreds of much smaller plants on that side as well. So if you think for £8 each what that would have cost me to buy, and I did it all by just going around with a jam jar and collecting seeds. Also here as well, you'll see dotted throughout the garden is my acholigeas. I said to you last time I was showing you over in the bed over at the Situtery, and there were buds but there were no flowers yet, and I was showing you that. But I just love these guys. Just, we've got all different colours, and up here we've just got these single petal or open flower, but over in Situtery we've got a lot of double petaled ones, so they're not quite as open and they're much smaller. But it's just the colours, they're just great. I love them. And again, they're a weird one because they completely die right back, like there's no trace of them over winter, and then suddenly kind of April they appear. It's fab. So yeah. The other thing, strawberries. I think I was telling you last time they were looking really good and we should get some flowers soon. Let's go and have a look. Oh, that's a weed. And that's a weed. Grass gets everywhere. Remind me to come back and get this. Don't let me leave you here. Yep, loads of flowers, look. And the thing with the strawberry flowers, if you guys don't know about strawberries, is you'll get these gorgeous wee flowers, and it's this bit here, this yellow bit in the centre. You'll see it starts flat, but then it starts to bulge out a bit and it'll go black, and that's where your fruit is. That's actually your fruit forming, okay? So strawberries are one of those plants that you don't deadhead, don't take the flowers of. But yeah, we've got loads coming up. It's all standing up really tall, which is a good sign of how healthy it is. And also you'll see I've got all the straw down underneath. Because with your strawberries, you don't want, when it forms fruit, you don't want that fruit to be sitting on the surface. Good morning, gardener's cat. You don't want the strawberry fruits to be sitting on the surface of the soil, because if it's wet then the fruit will rot. So what we do is we put, I put straw down, but you can use matting and things as well. But that goes down and then that gives the strawberry something to sit on that the water can soak through, and then the fruit's not sitting in the wet. Right, where are we going next, Parker? We're going to go and look at next. We're going to look at the beetroot. Come on then, let's go. It's not so easy for me to get in here and show you this, but I'm so chuffed with beetroots and carrots. So these are the guys that I brought on in the greenhouse in the little root trainers, because at this time of year, if you plant these out here in Scotland, they won't be half this size. So all of these are starting to actually show some actual roots forming as well, some actual beetroots. Not huge, not ready to eat yet, but quite visible. And, big excitement, I have peas. No I don't, they're beans. So this was the thing I was saying last time, I had planted beans and nothing had come up yet. There we go, space of a month, so I've got beans. Whether or not they'll actually work, I don't know, because I've never had a lot of success with beans. But, fingers crossed. I want to show you something in this beetroot bed. Okay, this bed is the carrots and some more beetroot because we had loads, but I want to show you this. It's one of those things that happens. When I was planting everything up and I was talking about the tiny small seeds, I was warning you guys about how you have to be really careful because the seeds can stick to your hands, or you can drop them accidentally or spill them, and they can actually end up in the soil or in other pots or what have you. So this is my job for today, because these are very clearly foxgloves and not beetroot. So they have to come out and get moved. I'm finding them in the other places too. Today I'm going to have to share things with Parker. She's clearly out for today and she's going to follow me around. But you guys quite like to see her, so that's fine. But the hydrangeas, I've taken you guys through the whole journey with the hydrangeas and how we can't leave them out over winter here. Hello, because the frost just absolutely burns them right down. And then every year it's that job of bringing them back again. And to be honest, it's a bit of a pain, but this one I just wanted to show you because it's coming back absolutely gorgeous. It's a nice shape, it's a nice big round one, but also, look, there's loads and loads of buds and flowers appearing. So we are going to get another stunning display from this one again this year. The other ones don't look quite as bushy as this one, but they are coming back. Meow yourself. Where are we going next? So there's a whole heap going on. And the weirdest thing I find, I suppose it's not weird, but it's a whole learning thing for me, is these are some of the foxgloves that I grew on in the greenhouse and planted out here. Now, you can see they're nowhere near as strong as the ones that I showed you at the beginning, right over by the shed in the beer garden. But also, all over here, there's foxgloves that are self-seeded, and they're absolutely tiny. So, I don't know, maybe you guys who grow foxgloves a lot, maybe you can tell me, does it take 2 years normally because they're this small and they take this long to grow, but somehow doing them in the greenhouse has forced them, maybe? And that's why I'm getting flowers in a year? Don't know, just really interesting. But yeah, so we've got lots of stuff here that is self-seeded. Mostly it's foxgloves. We've got some mims and things as well. Not as many mims as I was hoping for, but you know, we've got some, so that's a bonus. And of course, I am absolutely chuffed with the hanging baskets. So we've got a mixture. We've got Sweet Williams, Dianthus, we've also got these pansies. But the thing with these baskets is, my plan is always, these get filled with petunias, and I grow petunias specifically for these baskets. But these have actually lasted since last autumn, and they flowered through winter, kept going. So I actually don't need to replace them this year. And they're gorgeous, really nice blasts of this pink and this orange. Hello Penny, have you seen hello? You guys don't see this one very often. A lot more timid and shy than Parker. Yeah, so baskets. Oh, love them. I have got all the other baskets out and they've got the petunias in them. There's not a lot of flowers in them yet, but they'll come soon. Wouldn't be right if I didn't mention the sunflowers, would it? So do you remember I made the joke about in the greenhouse how some of them were really, really tiny and 2 had really taken off? So this is one of the ones that was quite big and had taken off. So he's out and he's doing really well. He's got my twirly sticks there, which I'll get him trained to grow up around. But I've got 2 types of sunflowers. One type is the kind of traditional standard yellow, and they're about 10 foot tall. And then I've got a slightly shorter that'll go sort of 7 foot tall, and it's more of an orangey head. But both of these guys give multiple heads on them, so they'll look amazing when they're up there. They're just very, very, very big, and they get hammered by the wind here, because it's quite a windy garden. But yeah, so I've got loads more. Also here, talking about the whole self-seeding thing. There we go. So this is where I get all the mims appear here. This one's not got any flowers on it yet. I've got a wee one down here that's started flowering already, so let's have a look and that'll give you an idea what the mims look like. It's just all so awesome. We need to get down really low because these guys are quite small and low to the ground, but there we go. So that's what they look like when they flower. We've got all different colours. This whole side used to be covered in these guys, and over the last few years they've kind of died out a little bit, so I don't know, I'll have to decide if I'm going to repopulate this with the mims again or just let nature take its course. But of course here, foxgloves, they're everywhere. They've self-seeded right along this bed, and again the taller ones, even though these look a bit scrawny compared to over there, but you can see the difference between the ones I brought on in the greenhouse and the ones that are self-seeded. It's quite a difference. This is a tutiri, and I was showing you the acholias at the bottom, but we've got a whole heap of them up here. So behind here we've got 3, 4 different types, I think, of acholias. So same as we saw down the bottom, you can see these big open flowers. We've got them in pink and white, and we've got them in the purple and the yellow. But we've also got 3 different, no, we've got 2 that are quite close and 1 that's a kind of in between. So we've got these guys, the really, really deep purple, much, much smaller flowers, lots of flowers clumped around. These are a similar one again, but it's in a kind of pinky purple instead. And then over on this side we've got much more of a pink. Now the only downside with all the acholias is these are absolutely hammered by aphids at the minute. So I don't know how this is going to go, if it's going to take or not. So the last bit I'm going to talk about before we go into the greenhouse is the herb bed, which you can see is looking completely different from last month. there's a few new plants in there. So apart from the fact things like the oregano is just much bigger, it's looking really healthy, it's putting on loads of that new growth, which is awesome for cooking with. But also, you'll see now, it's all because of this guy. It's all because of this little sage. Basically, I realised last time that I had forgotten to get sage. I'd forgotten to buy the seeds and thought, oh, it's okay, I'll just buy a plant. And then when lockdown happened, that we couldn't go out to our usual nursery and garden centre, like, okay, we'll get it from the supermarket, we do the shopping. And they just never ever had any. So eventually, I went online to get one because we do use sage quite a lot. It's awesome as a kind of brown butter to go with pasta and things. And recommended to do me was a company called Urban Herbs. So I'll link the details below. But Urban Herbs, basically, absolutely amazing, beautiful fresh herbs, massive nursery that just do herbs. And they sent me out awesome herbs, next day delivery, beautifully packaged, lovely, healthy, gorgeous plants. But when I was on their website, I kind of got a bit carried away. I was looking for sage, and it brought up something called the Boozy Collection, which is basically loads of herbs that are recommended to go in cocktails or with like a gin and tonic and that kind of thing. So it was things like rosemary, obviously, but also this guy, blackcurrant sage, and we've got orange scented thyme, and I ended up with 3 different mints. So I've got lime mint, ginger mint, and strawberry mint. And the whole thing is that apparently these guys all have those fragrances or flavours, so they work really well in the cocktails. I have to be honest, I'm not entirely convinced. But like I say, came next day delivery, brilliantly packaged, dead excited, and realised that in all of that, I actually forgot the sage, which is what I had gone onto the website to buy in the first place. So I then had to go hunt about to get sage. Right, last port of call then, shall we hit the greenhouse? So here we are then. Last point of call is the greenhouse, and you can see, oh, it's awesome in here. Now, last week we did plant up in here, so you saw that we planted up the tomatoes, and then you saw the little update on that about getting the mulch caps on top of the quad rows, which was quite funny. No, it wasn't really, that was a nightmare, that video. So many technical production problems, but never mind. So in here, we still have loads of little seedling flowers. So mostly it is sunflowers. I have got so many sunflowers, and they're not all brilliantly 100% ready to go out yet. So I've still got a fair few of these, and it's probably going to be another week or so, maybe 2 weeks before they go out. I have also got loads more little petunias left. So I have planted up all the hanging baskets as normal that I always do with the petunias, and we've still got loads left. I did put some in the planters over in the colourful corner of the tree, and the slugs totally decimated them overnight. I have never had a slug problem before, so don't know whether these have attracted them or whatever, or maybe my neighbours have thrown their slugs over the fence, I don't know. But yeah, first time I've ever had an issue with slugs. Quite annoying. So yeah, so I've got loads of petunias, and 2 types. I've got Frosty, which are kind of like single colour with a white edge, and they're quite frilly looking, and my favourite, which are Stars and Stripes, and I don't know why they're called Stars, and I've maybe made that up actually, they're maybe not called Stars and Stripes, but basically they're kind of a single colour with a white X going through the flower, and they're my total favourites, and they're awesome. And I love these in a hanging basket, and they get quite tall, and some will trail over the side, just look brilliant. Just for a whole contrast and compare, courgettes. See a difference? So you guys know I originally, when I was first growing courgettes, I used to bring them all on from seed in the greenhouse. But it takes up a lot of space because these guys get quite big before they're ready to actually go out into the garden yet. So it would pretty much take up this full side of the greenhouse. So a few years ago, because I had to, because I just had a really bad year and nothing took, I actually bought some courgettes online. And they were awesome, they did brilliant, they were dead healthy, great harvest that year. And I thought, do you know what, it's much easier I don't have to bring them on in the greenhouse. I can just put them straight out in the bed because they arrive ready to go. So I've been doing that since. But this year's lot were so disappointing. They arrived and they were about that size. They had one leaf on them. They were just a bit dead looking. I genuinely didn't think they were going to last. I thought they were just going to die on me overnight. 2 of them have come up looking really, really quite healthy and awesome, quite happy. There's one that's kind of medium and 2 that are really pathetic looking. So I don't know, we'll have to see how they go. We do like our courgettes, so I'm going to be gutted if they don't work. But yeah. So, do you want a gym update? Yeah, here we go. Okay, so Jim is absolutely huge now. He's standing kind of waist height with me, and he's now the biggest of the 4 tomato plants, which is kind of mad, really. So the other ones are all looking absolutely brilliant, and I'm getting some trusses on there now, you can see. So it's time now that I need to go in and start identifying suckers on the Marmande, because that is an indeterminate. The others is not such a big deal. It's about more just because of the space and just keeping an eye on things. And that's one of the things. I've got everything in these new style quad grows this year. I say that like it's plural, it's one new style quad grow this year. And what I have noticed is this is slightly shorter than the old version, and the plants are just slightly closer together, which for some people might be awesome because, you know, it takes up less space. But I'm not sure how this is going to be with these big, massive bush tomato plants. So that's going to be interesting this year to look at that. But yeah, also, rather than a single twirly stick this year, the mulch caps let me have these 2 sort of canes, and I can run string to do supports. I just want to see it be interesting because with the bush tomatoes, they're quite hard to kind of stop from toppling over and stems snapping and things because they get quite heavy. So I thought this might be quite interesting, a way to do it. Whether I build a cage or I do each plant individually, I don't know. I shall decide. But yeah, the next thing I suppose is this side. So on this side then, I've got the old Quad Grow Plus planter, and I'm using it for my 4 pepper plants, which I sort of put in there, told you guys. And in the centre, I'm using the pots from the old chili grows, which don't normally go here, but I've put them in here, and I've got herbs in here. So you can see I've got my awesome basil is looking absolutely brilliant. I've got tarragon and 2 pots. This one is much further on than this one. Again, looking fantastic. Oh, and we had a tarragon creamy sauce with a steak last night from these guys. I've got some dill, so I've got some really tall plants that are the first ones that come on, but I've also got a few little plants coming up in here as well. Dill's one that I struggle with dill. I lose as many as I get out of this. I don't know why. I think it's to do with watering. But yeah, but I do love it. That's great in a dip or something. Yeah. So really chuffed. These little guys, the little Romano peppers, or Roma peppers I call them, these are the ones that were absolutely teeny when I planted up, and I was telling you guys not to copy me. They're coming on, they're looking quite healthy, quite pleased. Yeah. And as you can see, I've still got the marigolds in here. So we'll see. I'm not sure how that's going to work. I tried this because the blackcurrant got hammered with aphids, and I planted loads of marigolds around that, and it doesn't seem to have made any difference. So I'm going to keep an eye in here and see. Not sure if it's going to work or not, but you know, we'll try it. We'll see. These are experiments. That's the whole point in this. But yeah, so it's all looking awesome, and that is me from May's garden update, I suppose. I've nothing else really to add to you from our garden. That's it, kind of all coming on. It's all in flower now, and it's all looking really good. What I will do with you guys though is, cause I know you love all this stuff, and there are loads of other awesome YouTube channels out there that I go to for just fun and enjoyment, looking at other people's gardens. So I'm going to recommend 4 of them to you this week, so you can go and check them out, and then that gives you more awesome gardening fun for while we're all of us are still in some sort of lockdown just now. So the first one I'm going to give you is Ronald Shaw. Ronald Shaw has a car park gardening space. He's a much more traditional gardener than me, knows his stuff and grows so much. You should see the amount this guy's grown in his little car park space. So I'll put his channel up so you can go there, and I'll also put it in the description down below as well to make it easier. So, okay, pop along, have a look at Ronald's channel. Yeah, Ronald, you didn't know I was going to shout you out, did you? Also, something I'm going to be doing this year with my peppers is I'm going to be trying something called topping, which basically is a way of taking the grown shoot out of the top of the pepper plants to encourage it to get bushy and kind of grow on. So I'm going to be doing that. Now, I've never done this type of thing before, so I'm relying on the help from another YouTuber, which is Welsh Chili, Luke. So again, channel, links up there and down below. So go along and check his channel out. He specialises in chilies, okay? So if you're into growing chilies, like hot chilies, this guy is your man for that stuff, and he has recipes for sauces and things you can do with them. So yeah, I'm going to be using his channel to help me get my peppers going. The other guy I want to introduce you to, if you guys are into allotments, some of you guys have an allotment, you've already heard me mention JB and Naturally JB, which is his channel. This guy's awesome. He's got his first allotment and it was a total nightmare, overgrown to hell, a mess. Nothing had been done to it in years. And he's just doing a really, really honest journey, taking you with him and saying, right, it's my first allotment, I'm learning as I go, come with me and see all the cool stuff I'm doing. And he shows you all the things he's struggling with and everything. And it's just really fun to watch. He does really decent, usually quite long videos, just taking you through what he's doing on that day. So again, click on the links to go and see Naturally JB. And the last one I'm going to introduce you guys to is Niall's Garden. Niall's? I think it's Niall's Garden. He's an awesome guy from Ireland. So all you guys that love my Scottish accent, you will love this guy's Irish accent. I'm going to check with him. Hang on. Hello.
Hello.
Bet you weren't expecting this. Hoping you can settle something. Basically, I'm just giving folks some YouTube channels they can go and visit if they're bored in lockdown. Is it Niall's Garden or Neil's Garden?
It's Niall.
Niall.
It's Niall's Garden.
Excellent. Well, instead of me selling your channel, why don't you tell them about it?
Okay. So, my name's Niall. I launched a YouTube channel a few weeks ago because myself and my partner bought a new house about 6 months ago, and it's on an acre of land, but it's not just like bare ground. It's got a really, really nice big garden, but I'm going to do loads of work over it, or on it over the next few months. So I'm going to be creating a vegetable garden from scratch. I've got an old polytunnel that I'm going to be doing up. It's got a lot of grass, and I really hate cutting grass, so we're going to grow the grass really long, almost like a meadow. And
oh, Niall, that's lazy.
I know, it's very lazy, but it like, of all the things in the garden, I can't stand cutting grass whatsoever, and like, I kind of draw the line at just like mowing grass pads. So yeah, so like, that's what my channel's about, is about me making the garden my own and just making it really great.
Excellent, cool. Okay, so there we go. So the very last thing to say then to you guys is, if you like this content, give it a like, hit that subscribe button if you want to see more of these videos, and click the wee bell so that you get notified every single time I post. And also, don't forget, all the comments below, chat to me below and comment, and also we've got the community tab, so go in there. I do updates in there, I'll ask you guys' opinion, I'll ask you what you want to see, so keep an eye on that as well. And please do comment and talk on the channel and stuff, because these are all the things that work the YouTube algorithm. They want to see us all interacting with each other. So that is me from the May garden update. I can see that Kate has just got out of bed, so I'm going to go and get some breakfast with her now. Yeah, see you guys.